welcome back to my channel. On today's video I'm gonna be showing you a time-lapse of day 14 of my take on Inktober/Drawlloween. Usually I upload a video before the actual month of October telling a bit about my plans and everything, but this month I had no time. I did however write a post about all of that I'm gonna link on the description, and it's gonna be updated in a few days with all the content or some of the content of my Inktober for this year. But if you want to hear my initial thoughts and how I planned stuff, and I give a few tips about how to approach it and everything, you can find that in my description box. However, I'm going to be telling you a bit about it as we go, and this video is supposed to go up on Friday, so Inktober is almost over, but I'm recording this on the 27th, Tuesday actually, the audio, because the video is for the piece I did for day 14, and I wanted to record a few more to have a bit of clips of different pieces and stuff, but actually that was the only day I felt like recording. I've been kind of squeezing these in my schedule some days. The first days were fine, I had a lot of time to do them, but then, you know, time catches up with you, you have other things to do, and you start to be more stressed. Actually, day 14 was a really good one because I loved the result. It was so much fun to do, and it only took an hour, so the real time of this piece is about an hour. I'm not sure how long the actual clip of this video is gonna be, but however it is, not gonna be as accelerated as other pieces I usually post, because it was actually quite fast to do and really fun. And the outcome, it's one of my favorites of this year. So let me tell you a bit about what I'm doing this year, and this year is being really fun. It took me a while to come up with a proper idea. I saw this pumpkin ghost I did for Inktober 2018. I actually mentioned this Inktober on my previous video on my studio tour. If you haven't seen that, I show my face for the first time. Hopefully I'm gonna continue doing it on other videos in the future. And I also show you my studio. And at a certain point I show you a little pic of an Inktober zine I put together for 2018 that right now I already have available also on Amazon and on Gumroad if you want a digital download. I'm gonna link that also below. Shameless plug here, sorry. But about that, on 2018, which was a really productive year, and I think I made the best Inktober I've done so far, except for this one. I created a piece with a ghost pumpkin character that I really loved, and he was on Pumpkin Cemetery, a place that I made up also for the prompt. Sometimes when I need inspiration, when I come up with my ideas, I start about in August, because I have a lot of free time then, I'm on vacation usually. I start thinking and, you know, freely, without much pressure, about what I want to do for Inktober. And it's just a challenge that I love and that I enjoy so much doing, even though I get burnout, as everyone else does. But I usually get so much out of it, I feel so productive, and I usually like the outcome so much that I like to plan it ahead. And this year I made a mix of both the official Inktober list and also the Map Drawlloween's Club, which is a list, one of my favorite lists. It was the one I started with about 6 years ago, I believe now. And the first 3 years I did it with that list, and I love it, and the community there is so lovely, and Map Graves also is just such a talented, amazing artist that, yeah, I just love it. So I combine prompts from these two, and most of the days I combine them. Some of the days I just take one, some of the days I just take the other, so I try to do that. And then this month I decided previously, before starting, that I wasn't going to do all the full thing, 31 days. And this was because last year I burned out and I gave up like halfway through it. A bit more maybe, because I kind of tried to push through it, did 3 or 4 more pieces, and then I burned out and stopped. And this year I had an idea I really liked, so I wanted to keep up with it. I scheduled a break every 4-5 days, or every 3 days, depending. According to the prompts, I didn't really feel inspired to draw, or didn't fit with the story I had in mind. So what I did is create a full adventure for this pumpkin ghost character I've told you about. And he lives on Pumpkin Cemetery, and Pumpkin Cemetery is a place that only appears on Earth the month of October until Halloween, and then after Halloween it disappears again and it never appears until the next October. This is a place filled with jack-o'-lantern ghosts, pumpkin ghosts, and all the Halloween decoration pumpkin stuff kind of ghosts go there after Halloween. So I don't know, this was a weird thought I had, a weird idea, and I thought it would be really cool to paint that place and then paint a ghost, because you know, this ghostly creatures stay in that pumpkin cemetery all of the month previous to Halloween, and then just disappears. So they have a very quiet and non-adventurous existence. But Pumpky, which is our protagonist, I know, very clever, the name, but Pumpky, our protagonist, is an adventurous character and is young, and he really wants to go out on the world and have adventures before the 31 days of the month finish, and he has to disappear again with Pumpkin Cemetery. So all of the month I'm just telling his adventures, because he goes out and does every kind of different fun thing he can think of. Of course, everything is related to Halloween, so he goes out visiting haunted forests, he goes to a vampire party, stuff like that, you know, all the fun stuff a pumpkin ghost can do, of course, on Halloween. So in this same piece, he's been abducted by aliens. Don't worry, the outcome is not bad, though he's very worried right now, but he actually has fun later on. You can see the rest of my pieces, well, you can see all of the pieces I've done so far over on my Instagram that I'm going to be showing in the screen, and I'm going to link in the description. And I'm posting all regularly there. I try to post regularly too on Twitter, the handle is exactly the same. And in a few days, next week, I'm going to try to do a quick video tour of the pieces and telling you a bit about the story behind each of them and all of that. I usually do this with physical drawings, usually it's a sketchbook tour or some Inktober, Drawlloween sketchbook tour. But this year, as I'm doing it digitally, I'm going to have to swipe through them and tell you a bit about that. So I hope it's not going to be very boring. I just hope it still illustrates the full thing, because I want you to see the full product. What I wanted to achieve this year was to create a series of illustrations that fit together nicely and that had some sort of storybook look, that had a bit more storytelling than what I usually do. So they are telling a situation, they're telling a story, and I wanted to get better at this. I also wanted to get better at illustrating full rendered illustrations with a background and, you know, more characters and such. So I think I've done really well so far. I'm really happy with the results I've had so far. It's true that the last few pieces I've done, we're talking day 27 here, so pieces previous to that, a few of them, the 3-4 last ones I've done, they have been a bit more meh. Just, I'm not that excited about it, and I was very tired last week. But the first few days, the first week or so, I loved it. There's a few pieces that I really enjoy doing, and I hope that after a few resting days that I've actually scheduled in the middle, I'm gonna have a blast doing these 3-4 last days. I only have 4 pieces left right now, and probably when you're seeing this, I only have 1 left, or none if you're seeing this afterwards. At the end, I'm supposed to have 20 pieces, and the ideas I have for these last 4 are really good, I hope. I mean, I'm having a real good time imagining them and sketching them, so I hope these are gonna be fun to watch, because when I'm like really excited for a piece, it usually turns out better. These pieces are also because I wanted to include them in my portfolio and have a bit more of variety, you know, a different style, kind of more storybook-like, also to test out how I could deal with storytelling and everything, and hoping that this will help me get some more jobs maybe as an illustrator. So yeah, that was all. It was a very fun Inktober, because with the breaks and everything I scheduled in between, I wasn't really that tired. It caught up with me last week a bit, but also I was very low on energy, so that could be a bit of both, you know. But I'm really enthusiastic right now to get back to do the last 4 pieces and then have a full portfolio of Pumpky pieces going around the world and doing all the fun stuff. I hope you enjoy watching this video and me rambling about my thoughts about everything in Inktober. I usually love to hear about people and their plans for Inktober / Drawlloween / any challenges they might be taking this month, so I thought I will do the same. If you have seen my videos before, you already know I ramble. I can't do a lot about that. I tried, but it's hard, especially on these videos that are not like structured with certain points I have to mention or anything. But yeah, I hope it wasn't too bad, and I hope you enjoyed it. So that was all for today. Next week's video is gonna be an Inktober / Drawlloween tour. So I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, just check out my Instagram if you want to see more, and give it a like if you enjoyed this video and this piece, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!